I definitely don't remember the tag team, the Lesbians.
The tag team, the Lesbians. Holy crap.
Quick, I didn't want to interrupt JJ, but I do want to answer this question from Jug Almighty.
Yeah.
Because Jug Almighty has been very active in the chat talking about, like, oh, I'm older than y'all, and, like, some of this stuff is weird to me. But the Jug Almighty asked, like, how he did with wrestling things. It's very funny about how my parents reacted to wrestling, because generally when I watched wrestling as a kid was probably the worst time to ever watch wrestling when it came to things, because you had puppies and the boss man being hung from a cell and mankind almost dying on TV. But the funny thing is that my parents were super into wrestling, like to the point that, like, my dad and my grandpa openly almost got into a fight with luchadors and Bielas Negras. So, like, the fact that my dad was, like, with beer bottles and stuff, it was like, well, nothing that he can watch is worse than you actually threatening to, like, hurt someone.
Yeah. I think it was my dad's policy, because my grandpa was a fighter too. Like, he fought for fun of the Navy, fought at the Y. My dad fought at the Y. So he's like, oh, wrestling. It was the theory that wrestling was fake.
Yeah.
So I didn't watch it day to day like some of my friends did. Like my friend Arnaldo in elementary school, that dude watched wrestling all the time. But, like, I would watch all the pay-per-views of my uncles, because that was an excuse for them to get together, drink beers, have a good time, and with all their kids.
I definitely don't remember the tag team, the Lesbians.
The tag team, the Lesbians. Holy crap. Dude, I mean, I see Dudley Boys, the Hardy Boys, the I'm trying to think of the most, like,
it's funny that, like,
ones.
so when it comes to, like, even skill based, like watching the Dudley Boys versus
and his Ho Train.
The Ho Train. Yeah, God dang. I used to love saying that as the Ho Train like that. I didn't know any better.
When it came
You see how quickly it came back to me? Because it was so awesome, that intro.
When it came to wrestling, like, it's really funny. Like, so the Dudley Boys versus Edge and Christian is known as one of the best matches ever.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw that.
Yeah, but watching them go, "What's up?" is just like, all right, bro. That definitely should have been cut out, and I'm okay with that staying in 2001.
Badass Billy Gunn, his theme song. I'm an ass man.
Oh, that's still his theme song to this day.
I love to kick him.
Daddy ass.
I love to hug him. I love to fuck. Whoa, easy there, badass Billy Gunn.
Daddy ass and the Ass Boys.
100%
real thing that exists
100%
still?
real.
Yeah.
The Lesbians.
Damn.
What the fuck?
I did not
dude?
remember this.
I don't remember that.
I mean, I don't
at
know
all.
who they are, so there's that.
What year was that?
I recognize this logo, so that's definitely, like, around the time I was watching.
Jesus Christ.
Here comes the pain time.
I mean, when I was talking about wrestling real quick and getting in
He
trouble.
got beat up by 3 Minute Warning.
Who's 3 Minute Warning?
They were just like a comedy team. I
Oh,
think.
no. The thing that was the biggest controversial thing in our school that, like, had my parents kept me from watching wrestling, I would have avoided entirely, was telling people to suck it. That was a pandemic.
I think even kids were doing it at the school. You would have learned it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was a kid. I was fourth grade telling people to suck it, not knowing them. I meant penis. I didn't even know what they meant to suck it. That's how, like, removed I was from it. But I was just like, all the time. Because I love D-Generation X. That shit was, like, my favorite. And the Run DMC, still, that their opening shit still gets me hyped to this day. But yeah, wrestling was fake. So
so because I was allowed to watch it, I was definitely allowed to play the video games because they didn't have much of anything.
And also, like, Doink was like a literal comedy character, and, like, there was, like, the Undertaker had bats and shit during the SNES era. So
well, I didn't watch a lot of wrestling from '93 to, like, the Attitude Era. Until the Attitude Era starts, is notoriously bad because it's just people having jobs.
yeah, you mentioned that before.
It's like, this guy's the Repo Man. He comes and repossesses your shit.
And here's the military sergeant against the cop.
This
Kane
guy
was a dentist.
What? Kane was a dentist.
Like the original Kane?
Yeah.
Is this supposed to be Nova Kane?
No.
Okay.
He was called, like, Dr. Kevorkian or something.
something Yankum.
Yeah,
Yank 'em. And then
like yanking your teeth out.
Oh my God! Then there was the gobbledygooker. I just remember that. That was a turkey.
Well, Stone Cold before he was Stone Cold was they had him as the ringmaster.
Goliath, the IRS. I remember though. Yeah.
All he wanted you to do was pay your taxes. That's all he wanted you to do.
Jesus.
But
Oh, you fucking tax cheats in the cheap seats.
But when Stone Cold, he was a literal ringmaster, like with a top hat and stuff.
Well,
for a
Hunter
little
Hearst
bit.
Hemsley was like a king. Like
Oh,
he was a regal.
He was just like regal British
pretty
guy.
boy. Yeah, I know. But then now he's like fuck. In my era, it was triple fucking H where he was spitting and shit. Yes, my feet are long.
No, I was stretching my foot. But yeah,
Where he's spitting on everything. How much water we spit in our friends by doing that? So much COVID. Oh yeah, we're gonna forget about NWO because that shit legit scared me as a kid. I thought it was legit like they're gonna take over the world. like New World Order. I understood as a concept of like government secrecy, or whatever. I thought that they were actually it. Like I thought Hulk Hogan joined the New World Order, and I was like, oh no.
We're storming the White House. We're storming the Capitol.
it was actually Chris Jericho and his wife. But
Did they really?
his wife,
his wife
did.
Fuck you, Chris Jericho.
But then he gave $10,000 to Damar, so it's just kind of like.
Give a I mean, I can't fuck about Damar, but like, yeah, don't.
I mean, it's literally. Chris Jericho is the most mystifying person when it comes to like, man, you believe a lot of bad things, but you literally stick up for. Anytime something racist happened backstage, he stood up to Bill Goldberg to put him in his place.
Bill Goldberg is
No,
a Sam.
I mean, that wasn't a racist thing, but I'm just saying, like, anytime something racist happened, because he's like friendly Canadian guy.
He stood up to Bork Laser.
Sorry, Brock Lesnar. I'm sorry.
What did Brock Lesnar do?
It was not that long ago. It was in one of the comebacks that he made recently.
Yeah.
It was during the no blood policy that WWE has right now.
Oh, he beat the shit out of Randy Orton.
Right. So
He made him bleed the natural way.
Oh.
yeah, but the match was already over.
Right.
Like, he had already won. They rang the bell, but I think Vince was the one that was like, the match needs blood. Like, we need to get more heat on you.
Yeah.
But you can't blade. You can't make yourself bleed. And Brock was like, oh, I can make him bleed, like
For reals.
for reals. And Randy was like, down, do it. They didn't know that. No one backstage knew that was the plan. And so Jericho's watching just Bork Laser just beat on his friend for real.
Oh my God.
And so when Brock Lesnar comes backstage, Jericho's like, the fuck, dude? Like, ready to throw down with a former UFC heavyweight
Right. No
champ.
shit, man. Well, he did the walls of Jericho, which I enjoy. It's like you can't take that away.
I'm literally like Chris Jericho's I don't know how to score him. Like it's the
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
the amount of good things that he's done and the amount of bad things that he's done. Is
The
just-
amount of times I have given and have received the walls of Jericho, it's very easy. It's kind of hard to remove them from like my life because my brother would be like, walls of Jericho out of nowhere. I'd be minding my business. My brother would throw me the walls of Jericho. I'm just like, help. And the same thing when I got big enough, I did it to him too. And it was like, yes. So anyway, they don't need to bring back the Attitude Era. Just remember, nobody's going to do it as well as they can. So
I mean,
it's not new anymore. So
the Attitude Era. Well, first of all, they can't do it because of that. It's not new. It'd be
Yeah.
like paying. It'd be like going to '80s night kind of thing.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like at the end of the day, there is still like a lot of that elements like that you can see in GCW and AEW. But that's enough wrestling talk. We can do a show with Brian if you want to.
that might be a Patreon exclusive. I thought about it. So actually, I was going to ask that at this moment. Do you guys want a wrestling show or wrestling content? Are you guys interested in it? Is JJ's, is Marcos's big, huge thing. And they can talk about it for hours. And I think it is entertaining and valuable, but just not for the main like content that we churn out. If we were going to do it, it would be an extra. So if you're interested in the upcoming Patreon, would you pay and be interested for extra content with wrestling? Because if you guys like cranked out like two with Brian, and I'm sure Brian would be super happy to do it.
Brian wants us just to come to his channel, but we can talk about that.
Yeah, we can do both. We can do both. So.